The only way to truly understand how a content calendar gets created is by creating one ourselves. Let's rejoin Carlos at Inu & Neko to help him create a content calendar for his social media engagement. First, we want to think about the goals we have for our social media content. As we articulated in the past lessons, our content provides value for our audience, and in connecting and helping them, we increase our brand awareness and trust. As we begin to brainstorm, we want to make sure that the content as well as the voice of our posts speaks directly to our audience. We can also get a sense of what content our audience likes by looking at what they've engaged with the most in the past. For example, they like informational articles on pet grooming, have responded well to our stories from our community, and reshare our fun pet videos a lot. Let's start brainstorming some Inu & Neko content. It's a great idea to note ideas in your calendar somewhere so that you keep everything in one place, and that anyone in your team that has access to your calendar can add to it as well. While there are many content calendar creation and management websites and apps out there, the simplest way to create a content calendar is in a simple spreadsheet like Google Sheets or Excel, for instance. Open up a new spreadsheet. Before we start laying out a calendar, let's designate one of the sheets as Content Ideas. We know right from the start that we want informational content, inspirational content, and fun, entertaining content. We also want to remember to include content that tells our audience about our services and any events we may have coming up. Content related directly to our business that we want our audience to know about. For informational, let's be sure to share some of our recent blog posts on pet care and grooming. We can and should also share content created by others that we find useful. Carlos bookmarked a few articles on how grooming is directly related to pet health and can share those with his audience. Our content calendar is going to go into the summer, so want to be sure to share an article or two on how pet grooming changes in warmer weather. For inspirational content, we can tell stories from our community, how one of our clients rescued a cat, or share photos or videos from community members bringing their pets to visit a nursing home. Fun, entertaining videos are easy, as Carlos's clients' pets are always showboating for the camera. As for content centering around our business, we can post about our services, any discounts or new offerings we have, promotions or updates to our mobile app. Are there any campaigns, series or hashtags we can use? One of Carlos's customers suggested he do a Throwback Thursday series of members from the Inu & Neko community as kids with their first pets. Another hashtag is Motivational Monday, which could be easy to put together. Maybe we want to ask a nightly question to get our followers to respond and engage as well. While this brainstorming isn't our content calendar, you can start to see what kinds of ideas you have to use and what platforms might be best suited for them. And this is a good place for other members in the team to park their ideas as well. Let's open another sheet and map out our calendar. I like to structure my calendar a little so I can easily enter the following information. First, the date and any special holiday or event I need to keep in mind. Second, the content ideas. I like to split them in ideas that relate to a certain day or time of year and evergreen content. That way, if I need to cut anything or shift anything around, I know which content is easier to reschedule. And I like to keep a row per platform where I'm active. Once I have the content ready, I can add a link to the posts here for each of my platforms. That way, I can always go back and check what I posted. In Inu & Neko's case, Carlos posts on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, so that's what we would fill out here. After we map out the dates of our calendar, let's go through and add national holidays so we can create content around them. Already we have Mother's Day, Father's Day, Memorial Day and the 4th of July. Carlos knows some other pet-related special days, like National Pet Awareness Month and Bring Your Cat to Work Day, so let's fill those in too. Let's also plug in some internal business milestones, like when app updates will go live or when our e-commerce summer sale begins. Before we start filling in the other content we brainstormed, let's plan our content around these special days. We will fill in the content topics here, and then we will also add the formats we plan for each platform. Since National Pet Month is sponsored by the American Veterinary Medical Association, let's pair up with a local veterinary office to create a month's worth of content. We'll feature healthy tips and advice, which may be text-based and good for Twitter or Facebook. We'll also feature interviews and videos from the vets, which would be good for Instagram, Twitter or Facebook. Inspirational stories will be good for Instagram and Facebook. Next, Inu and Neko has a great relationship with the veterans in their neighborhood and their service dogs, so let's tell their story for Memorial Day. Inu and Neko hosts a daily pet meetup or summer camp for local pet owners, which includes free grooming, and registration ends on May 31st. We want to count down a reminder for our followers, but we don't want to do it just the day before, so let's include a few reminders in the weeks previous to the deadline. Speaking of summer camp, let's schedule in a Summer Camp Sunday series of photos or videos to show the fun our community pets had at the camp the week before. For the 4th of July, let's plan to have a post with some of our clients' pets in patriotic costumes. But we also know that fireworks can be a source of stress and anxiety for pets. Let's create some posts leading up to the 4th of July about the noise and ways pet owners can manage pet stress. Finally, let's fill in content for the rest of the holidays and special events. Now, let's fill in some of the content we brainstormed already, like promoting our blog posts, sharing about our services, adding our Throwback Thursday and Motivational Monday series, and adding our nightly question. You can already see how our content is coming together in an easily manageable way, and how, with a glance, we can see what's coming up and where we need to create more content. We can fill in as much content as we want, but we need to be sure that we'll be able to create and post all of that content. We also need to make sure that we're posting frequently and consistently to each social media platform so that our audience continues to see our presence and can anticipate new content from us on a regular basis. Studies show that a business should post once a day on Facebook, 15 times per day on Twitter, 11 times per day on Pinterest, and once or twice per day on Instagram. That sounds like a lot of posts for small business owner Carlos. But there are 3 things to remember. The first is he doesn't have to post that much. Just make sure his social media posts are consistent and frequent enough for steady engagement. The second thing to remember is that many of those posts will be curated content shared from other sites, other industry leaders, and from individual followers themselves. While we still need to write why we're sharing the content, it's content that's already been created, and it saves us a step. The third thing to remember is that posts don't have to be individual, independent posts. You can repurpose content on different platforms. Carlos could create a post for Facebook that's a summary of his blog post. He could take the video from his blog post and use it for an Instagram post, with the caption, a quote from the post, instead of a summary. And he could break the post down into 10 tips or 10 quotes to post throughout the day on Twitter. Now we know exactly what we're posting, what format it's going to be in, what platform it's going to be posted to, and if it's part of a bigger series. We can simply fill in the copy, the images or video, any hashtags we're going to use, any links and tracking we want to use with them, and pinpoint what time of day we'll post. Continue adding ideas until the calendar is filled. Congratulations! You've created a 3-month social media content plan for Inu and Neko in only a matter of minutes. By planning out our content, we've saved time and stress because we won't be scrambling to create posts. We don't have to worry about missing milestones or holidays, and now that we have a plan in place, we can always tweak it as we go. We also have an easy way to track content and see what kind of content works with our audience.